let's get this baby.
I'm doing great and doing good because we're back in football season.
I know. It's June 13th, Saturday here at Glacier Peak High School. It's become a little bit of a tradition here, this STSPN presentation of spring football. Today, Glacier Peak welcoming in Archbishop Murphy.
That's exciting.
That is.
Because we really never match up with them at all.
From the Cascade Conference. And then also the more of a rival that we don't play all the time, but the Jackson Timberwolves are here as well.
Correct. We didn't get them last year, right? We got them the previous 2 years we had them.
Yep. They can't. They're one of those that just off and on the schedule. I think the kids really want them on the schedule. Yeah. But, the joke, obviously Jackson, I mean, we'll get into Jackson later, but that's been a puzzle that some can't figure out.
As far as their record?
Yeah, why they're not more successful.
Sometimes they just don't click. You got the team and they just don't gel, and sometimes you don't have the team and things just, get pieced together. But, Jackson, that's just as much of a rivalry. We've talked about this before as Snohomish is. I mean, I think the kids intermingle with Jackson and Snohomish equally probably.
Jackson probably more.
Yeah.
As far as Glacier Peak, but the home opener this year, September 4th, 7 o'clock, it will be Snohomish and Glacier Peak down at Veterans Memorial Stadium. So the schedule this year, coming into fall, flips from last year. So you get Bellevue at home.
Well, okay.
That was my lead-in for you, Tim.
I appreciate that.
Did you pick up on that?
Yeah. Well, Bellevue should have like half their players suspended, right?
That's right.
They're on probation and everything.
We should just put the score right now.
Yeah.
Nice hit right there, as you're seeing.
That was an interesting choice by Rowe to put them on the schedule. There a lot of people were wondering, what the heck? Why would you put Bellevue on the schedule? But we got to see them in the playoffs too. So a lot of times we're going to be getting them twice. We got them twice last year, right?
We got.
We didn't get them twice. We didn't have them in the playoffs last year.
No. Usually, we usually run the gauntlet, and then it was just basically to play Bellevue. And they lost last year. Again, Eastside Catholic upsetting them in the championship. And then the last 2-3 weeks, oh my goodness, as you're watching right now, JV, Glacier Peak offense, or is this varsity, Todd?
I think he said it was JV.
He said Steve Hannon came over again, defensive coordinator came over and said he thought it was varsity, but now he's thinking it's JV. That's the fun of the spring game. We really have no idea what's going on.
No, we don't know what the names don't match the numbers don't match the players. That just kind of they grab a jersey out of a box. Back
to Bellevue, no one will say this on record, but I think every other coach in the state, even in 3A or 4A, is probably not really sad about the last the breaking news of the investigation. Butch Goneroff going through, being suspended 2 games. I was joking with you. He's like the Tom Brady of high school football. He's just going to get 2 games.
2 games to me was a joke. But by the way, you did just go on record saying it.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Well, you said nobody will say it on record. But
oh, well, no
you're
coach.
On record now.
No coach will say it on record.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Sorry.
You only get things on the record here at STSPN.
That's right. We are the official record.
If you tell us something off the record, it's going on record.
But again, everybody, it's easy. Recruiting. There's a lot of games.
Was a little surprised that suspension wasn't because that really isn't going to do anything.
No,
no.
It's like the Brady thing, like we talked about. So he's out for 4 games the first part of the year, which isn't decided yet, right?
That might sting. That's going to sting a lot more than.
What do you mean? They just got Flynn.
Yeah, but.
They got Matt Flynn, and that's going to happen. What was the quarterback who came back? Who's Kansas City? Remember, nobody knew him. Kessel or Castle or
Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. He was a phenomenal when he played for the Patriots there when in the injury.
Matt Castle, I think, has the dubious distinction of he never was even a starting quarterback in college, and then he all of a sudden was a starter in the pros.
Yeah.
Which you typically, if you're not a starter in college football, you're not even. Don't even make a roster in the pros.
No. But we digress as usual.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah, you're watching right now. That's in the green jerseys. That's Jackson. Coach Vincent, again, he's had a couple years with some big talent, and they can't put it together. Number 4, the quarterback. That's Dexter Carter right there, number 1. And just talking to Steve Hannon, this looks like this is varsity.
Hey, I got to tell you, I watched a lot of Dexter Carter this year in track, and he was impressive. He was the league champion and the district champion in the 100 meters, and that is hard to do.
He's a burner.
He is a absolute speed burner. I think he was running right around 11-second 100-meter dashes, and that's really fast for high school boys. That's lightning fast.
And number 4 at quarterback is an incoming freshman, and everybody is extremely enthusiastic. Aiden Zymos is number 4, and he is just an incoming freshman. He hands the ball off there. But let's talk about the quarterback position, Tim.
Well, we'll probably see Devin Rainbow here in a couple minutes, and obviously we didn't get to see him last year because he broke his arm last year.
He did. He broke his collarbone, I think, or something. Yeah. But he just before when I got here learned that actually he is injured again.
Oh.
He's got a bone chip in his knee or something. He's having that taken care of. Apparently he'll still be back for the season, but you're not going to see Devin Rainbow
today. See him today. Sorry.
There's a nice drop ball, but he can't get there. And
it's a beautiful pass. I think the guy kind of messed up on his route a little bit.
And if you're following McCoy, it's kind of out of your camera. The intended receiver there is McCoy.
Boy, he looks like he's grown a little
bit.
Holy moly.
And
looks like he's added about 20 pounds at least.
Andrew McCoy.
And a couple inches.
Yeah, and so he's going to be moved to inside linebacker, and he's going to be a receiver. He got some time last year at receiver, but, not a lot of people got a lot of receptions last year. That wasn't the focus of the offense.
Yeah, and a couple years ago, we were watching him play quarterback in the spring game, and they've kind of got him out of that position, and it's good to see him being utilized.
So Aiden hands the ball off now. Good tackling, and Jackson comes up. Nice defensive play there, handing off to number 11.
Do we know who number 11 is?
Look, and they have some printing on the back. But
he's got Leon Elliott's jersey.
Yeah, he does. That's what I was going to say.
It says Elliott on the back.
Yep. Some of them are
oh, we got an injured player on the field.
That's never good in a spring game. So last year, Glacier Peak, 6-4. They lost. They started to get their mojo late. Big win over Edmonds Woodway there, and then Auburn Mountain View put them down 45-22 in the playoffs. So I think seeing them early, they started out hot with the win over Snohomish. Then they had some good wins, but then the Meadowdale game, which should have been a huge game, they kind of got rocked.
They did, and what game was it that Spencer hit the game winner? That was the Meadowdale
Edmonds Woodway game.
That was
they
Edmonds
won.
Woodway.
Yeah, so
okay.
45 yard line.
Yeah.
I think we have. I don't know. You said you had Todd Elvig here, executive producer, engineer, 5-tool player. He's got a new tool coming soon to STSPN.
The drone. Oops, was I not supposed to say anything?
Oh, now
I let it out of the bag. Well, no, everything's off the record here, though.
Off the record. It's spring. Nobody watches this. Nobody cares.
They don't listen to us?
We listen to ourselves, and that's good enough. Anyway, I don't know. You had some clips here, Todd, I guess, from last year? I don't know if we want to play those now, but we'll dial up. He actually has one from a couple years ago. Some former players usually come out here. We had Nolan Dale, who has graduated.
I think I saw the weapon walking around here, too.
Did you?
I think so, yeah.
You probably would, yes. Should see the weapon. We should get the weapon over here, he's going to be a wolf pack.
Yeah, I think I saw him driving. He's already got the sticker on his car, and
he's
already switched allegiances.
I'm sure he has, but
the
he gets
GP sticker's down.
He gets to stay within the color scheme, which is good.
He does. Good point.
He's going to go kick. Hey, I talked to his dad the other night, and they're talking right now. They want to redshirt him his first year.
Lake Stevens.
And yeah, this is 2 years ago. Let's put this. Let's wait for this play. Let's watch this play, and then we'll hit that one. So Aiden Zymos is the quarterback, an incoming freshman. So he's just finishing 8th grade at quarterback, number 4 in the white jersey for Glacier Peak. Hands it off, up the middle. No, he faked it and popped it out.
He caught it. So essentially, Scott, you got an 8th grade, because they're not out till Monday. So you got an 8th grader out there playing varsity quarterback.
Yeah, he must be pretty good.
First of all, for a freshman quarterback to get snaps on any team is pretty rare.
Yeah, we can hear it. You're live.
Well, Aiden plays for a league in Seattle, and they went to the national championships in Las Vegas and won it.
Wow.
So he's got some stuff behind him.
Very good tidbit, Todd.
About the 12-yard line. Again, our vantage point a little difficult to see, but spring format, again, they have several plays from, the 30 or 40 to get into the touchdown. 11:32 kind of in their session for the offense. Aiden back. He's going to get cracked. No, he gets it off. Incomplete.
Oh, the time on the clock says 11:20. Don't they go for like 5 minutes on offense?
I don't know what the format is this year.
Well, somebody said that it was 10 plays each way, but
okay.
I think it's by minutes.
That's how it used to be.
You can't tell with the scoreboard because not all the lights are working.
Big question this year, and we'll talk to the offensive coach. We'll try and get head coach Roy Rosenbaugh. Again, some slight adjustments on the coaching staff, but up front, their offensive line, and then also they got hopefully a snapper, long snapper.
Yeah, because they had some issues, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Who's the sleeper pick I'm ready to give you my sleeper pick.
Okay. Well, we don't know if is Colton Bunt out here.
I don't know.
Todd, is Colton Bunt out here?
He should be out here, but
he is going to play this year.
Oh yeah.
Dexter Carter get the handoff on the far side of the field, tough to see, and he crosses the 5, maybe to the 4. They'll spot him. And we talked a little bit about Dexter, but he's going to be more of a running back, halfback. Should get the ball a lot more this year.
They probably will have him returning kicks again, I would think.
But back to Colton Bunt, the freshman who was dazzling late in the season when he got varsity. Then he was hurt all last year. He plays baseball. Extraordinary athlete. What's his status?
Well, he's got a little bit of he got a little banged up yesterday too. So I'm not so sure that what he'll do today, but Dad was not happy about it.
Dexter that time bottled up. That's the STSPN phone ringing. Tim's got to take a call. It's very important, Tim Boyle. So a lot of these kids we don't know. I mean, 32 looks big, 53 looks big. Then obviously you got McCoy there, Andrew McCoy, Dexter Carter. We'll have to see who else is going to come up this year. 54, I like. He's got the long hair. Got kind of the rock star here. And number 7's getting switched out on the wide side. Aiden fakes the pass, and it goes over the middle. Caught, but broken up. Great defensive play by 11 from Jackson.
That was Southern.
That is Seaver?
It is Seaver.
That was going to be my sleeper pick.
Seaver Southern just caught it and dropped it.
Oh.
It was actually a big hit by number 11, the defense for Jackson. Great defensive play.
Seaver's my sleeper pick for the year, by the way.
Is he?
Yes.
Are we going to go, where's the hitman Guffey, though, on offense?
Well, you can't use him as a sleeper pick because he's already established.
And I think you picked him last year.
Yeah.
And that's Wolhoff, again, number 5. He had some great moments early in the season, number 5 right there with the carry.
Are they going to have him playing running back this year?
We'll ask.
Yeah, we got to find out. He did have some good plays last year.
He kind of was a surprise.
We see his parents at Applebee's if we're allowed to say that on TV.
We're allowed. We can say anything we want. Hands off again. Cuts up. Nice cut up in for a touchdown. Nice carry by number 11. We'll have to see if we know who that is.
Because he's been on several plays.
Nice blocking up front. Todd, do you know who number 11 is?
No idea.
Come on, Todd. All right, let's go back. This is 2 years ago. Lake Stevens. What clip is this, Todd?
This is the no way he's going to make that field goal.
Oh, there's the field. This is the big long. This is the weapon who again graduated. We'll have to talk to Rory about Coach Rowe how he's going to replace that.
This was like the opening game of the season, if I remember right.
Yes, it was.
It was tight.
Catching a lot of wind here on my mic, so let's go to that clip. Oh, I thought it was hearing the audio as well. So this was, what do we got here? This is a
It was a 52-yarder.
52-yarder.
Yeah.
I remember that. Just barely. In fact, that was the famous
Boyle,
the Boyle, what would you say?
If it had another coat of paint on the crossbar, it would have missed.
That's right. That was kind of the breakout weapon moment.
It was. That was actually the game where you picked the score right on the number, like 21-24 or something.
And I've picked a spread of 3 ever since then.
I think I had the spread right and you had it right on the number.
Spencer Pettit. That's a big deal for this team. I mean, again, their offense was, I mean, let's just put it out there. They struggled last year. I mean, come on.
There's you really can't sugarcoat that.
No. I mean, there's no way getting around it. They're kids. Here's now number 12 quarterbacking. He dumps it off.
Flags all over the place. That's the first time I've seen a flag.
And we'd love to tell you who number 12 is, but we have absolutely no idea. Do we? Or do we know who number 12 is?
We don't know.
As I look over to Todd Elvig.
Well, because the players pick their own number.
Yeah,
we need an offensive.
You got to bear with us in these spring. If we have a couple loyal listeners, they're going to have to bear with us in the spring game because we just don't know who anybody is and nothing matches up. And
our faithful 21 listeners.
Some people are still in 8th grade right now, and they're out here. We have no idea who they are.
You'd think since both our daughters are sophomores, we would know more.
We know nothing,
but we don't. Jackson, they've got some studs up front. I know Ryan Fee, who might be out there. I think he could be on defense. Big, long throwing up for grabs.
Underthrew that one a little bit.
Incomplete.
Yeah, and Jackson, they've had some really good talent coming through there the last couple of years. They've really had some speed burners, too. And you know, that game when we did a couple years ago, it looked like Glacier Peak might lose 50-0 after. They were really putting the hurt on them. And then Glacier Peak just had that surprising comeback after halftime. That was a fun game to watch.
That was an awesome game.
Jackson kind of fell apart on them. Glacier Peak woke up and Jackson just didn't have an answer for anything.
Little screen pass inside, some room. And a good gain by number 22. You'll see in your
screen.
Number
53 took out his own man.
He did, and that is Ryan Fee, number 53. He was pubbed a lot after his sophomore year. He's going to be a senior next year. He's about 6'2". He's a big boy.
He had a late hit on his own player.
Did he get the flag?
Almost.
I happen to know him. He's a nice kid, very quiet kid. So Glacier Peak still on the offensive side. There's a fumble.
Oh,
ball still on the ground, and
recovered
QB gets
by the
it.
QB.
What else do you look for this year? So you have Woolhoff, who could be interesting. You got McCoy in receiver. You got Seaver Southard.
I'm looking for a little. If Dexter Carter can put some of that speed that he showed in track season on the field, he's going to be a tough one to catch if he just can get his football legs going.
Well, and they've already it's spring game and nothing from this, but we haven't talked to the coaches about the offensive scheme yet, but they've thrown the ball more in the spring game than they did all year last year.
Yeah, they really got away from that last year.
They were running club.
Yeah.
There's another little screen, but it's dropped by Woolhoff.
Well, and this year I think Rose calling the plays again. They're kind of going back.
Yes.
I think they're kind of going back to what they had success with, and obviously last year things just didn't click.
Yeah, Bender was calling the plays last year. Rowe was working special teams, but didn't really have any specific group that he was coaching. So we'll get, hopefully, Coach Rowe. We got Steve Hannon earlier. We had a chat with him.
We'll mic him up.
Yep. Has nothing. He knows nothing about the offense. It's crazy.
That's what he tells us.
Yeah, that's true. Another little screen pass over on the far side, one-on-one work there. Good tackling.
That's Woolhoff again.
He jumps out again. We're not really keeping tracks of first downs or anything like that.
I don't even know if they're keeping track.
I don't think they are. A lot of signals, though. I see a lot of signals. Rowe there, and they got GP little hats now. He doesn't have his huge straw hat. Weather has been spectacular. I remember the first time we did this.
We were down in Snohomish.
It was horrible. Nice catch there by 22.
I remember that well. We were down in Snohomish, and we were calling it January.
Yes,
because it was
brutal.
It was like drizzling rain, and it was freezing. It was like 50 degrees out, but it felt like it was 35. But, yeah, we've kind of had a crazy good spring, and summer looks like it's going to be a hot summer if it's anything like the spring and winter.
We've had a heck of a good run. Looks like Mac. So we have some changes on receiver. So Mark Bircher is not on the coaching staff this year. Richie Chambers is not on the staff this year. They're just killing him with screen passes. And he slips out of the tackle and he's still on his feet.
Who is that? We got to find out who that is. Number 22.
Where's the wedge? He knows these things.
The wedge would walk right out on the. He'd walk out on the field and get the info for us.
Touchdown Grizzlies.
That was a great play.
That was.
He must have broke about 5 or 6 tackles on that.
Jackson kid had the jerseys. Just his hand on a jersey, and he ran right through that. Jackson, Glacier Peak, also Archbishop Murphy here today.
Do we have Jackson on the schedule this year?
We do not.
We do not, okay.
Because it is just basically a reverse from last year.
Yeah.
September 4th is the opening night, the Dick Armstrong Cup. I believe that'll be the 4th edition of that. Big long pass down, double coverage, INT interception there. Number 11, who broke up the earlier pass on Seaver, gets the interception.
Is that Seaver there?
No, that's 23, which was Cole McFadden, but I know he graduated. I watched him cross the...
what number do they have Seaver?
7.
Oh, okay, 7, okay. That's what his brother had, too.
Yeah. So Berg, and I know, right, Jacob Elvig is wearing number 59. Now, is he out there? Where is he today?
Defense.
He's on defense today? Okay.
What position do they have Jake playing? Linebacker?
I'm not sure. They keep moving around. He's either going to be no. He's going to either be like a tackle or
D-end or tackle or okay, just like his brother, huh? Oh, there's Mrs. Elvig. How you doing? Back here. So that was, now we have number 15 in, Tim, at quarterback, who we have no idea who that is.
Well, at least we're consistent.
Exactly. So the only kid we know is the 8th grader.
we're labeling him already. The 8th grader.
Well, the big one is going to be Plank.
Ooh. Oh, that's right, because we have Plank and we have the kid who also played a little bit last year, got some time. I'll have to look that up. Wait a minute, we might know more than we actually think we know. And that apparently is going to do it for that session for Glacier Peak on offense and Jackson on defense.
Yeah, there was 2 quarterbacks.
There were.
Somehow kind of went with the names went together, like Walker and Plank or something.
Schwem, Jackson Schwem?
Schwem, yeah, because you had Plank and Schwem, yeah.
Now, he was wearing number 17 last year, which means nothing. Devin Rainbow, if you just joined us, which all 3 of you out there maybe, got hurt yesterday in practice, I guess. Is that correct? So he's out today.
What's the prognosis for him? Couple weeks or?
He wants to talk to you, so maybe I'll just trot you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should do that.
He's right there in the T-shirt. I'll go snag him. You guys just keep talking.
We'll mic him up.
So the defense, in talking to Hannah last year, if you look back, going forward, they're going to lose some Moses Fafita, who's going to play football for Air Force next year, full ride scholarship, which is unbelievable. That's a huge loss up front.
Yeah, you just can't replace that.
No.
That was large. And a state champion wrestler to boot.
Yeah.
Won the state championship. I think he went undefeated last year.
Yeah. We saw, you think, one of the fastest pins ever was on STSPN.
That's right. He did like a 9-second one. And it's almost impossible. Even if the guy goes and lays down for you, it's almost impossible to pin somebody that quick.
Now, the other one I think that could be interesting, just looking back at last year's roster, is we saw a little bit of Zach Hatch, who's going to be the senior, obviously leading the Grizzlies on the basketball court.
He had a good year in basketball.
And I know there's a lot of off-season AAU, and I know there's a big tournament today in Roosevelt, so I don't know if I haven't really looked for number 2. I haven't seen. So now first time for Glacier Peak defense, and this is against Archbishop Murphy. and their offense, and we have Devin Rainbow coming over. He's got a microphone. It's great. He's going to interview us. This is going to be good.
What kind of questions you got for us today, Devin?
Devin Scott, Tim, by the way. I don't know if
Nice
I've had
meet-
the pleasure of meeting you.
Nice to meet you guys.
We'll see if his mic is up. Make sure he's live and happy. So Devin Rainbow here in the booth. Devin, what did you ask him, Tim?
Well, I asked him what kind of questions he had for
Oh,
us.
good.
But we hear you're a little banged up right now.
Yeah, we were at a 7-on-7 tournament, and we were like, it was like a 7-on-7 tournament where you could like scramble, and so I was scrambling, and I was kind of like already out of bounds, and this kid just decided to cheap shot me when I was already out of bounds.
What?
So like I rolled when I was out of bounds, and I hit the turf pretty hard, and I found out I have a little piece of bone just floating around and on the outer side of my left knee.
Wow.
Yeah, so on like Wednesday I have to like go in, they're just gonna take it out, and I'll be fine by fall camp.
Okay, good. So you're back.
Yeah.
So are you going to be So are you pretty much not going to put you down a lot of the summer then, or?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be physical therapy. I'll be able to do upper body, but I'll be able to throw. I just can't. They don't want me squatting. That's
Okay.
So how do you feel? I mean, you look normal when you're walking. You look like you know. Is it painful at all?
It's not really painful. It's just like at point. Like I've been practicing, but they called me off yesterday because because they don't want me to injure it more.
Right.
But when during practice, I could tell that it gets like tight right on the outside of my knee, and when I'm like, and then after practice, it's just like aggravating.
Right.
And so it just gets really sore. And so I went to the doctor yesterday. They're just like, no, just call it. We're gonna have you get repaired. You're gonna take it out, so you'll be all good for fall camp.
Good. Now let's move on from the injury. Tell us again. Half of the kids out here, we don't know who they are, so maybe you could help us with that in the meantime. But
he's our liaison.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
Tell us about what you think this year. We got to see you. Obviously, you wanted to play longer. You got hurt in that Linwood game.
Yep.
But we saw little bursts of what the potential here of the Devin Rainbow era here at Glacier Peak.
So this year, I think our seniors and juniors are really strong. On offense, I think we're gonna be really strong. Defense, we're gonna be really strong. We're gonna be a little bit weak on D line, but they're gonna get there. We have Malachi returning, and he's a beast.
Yep.
But on our offense, we have Guffey. He's not here because ACT, but Colton's back after his fractured back.
Is Colton gonna play, Devin?
He just scored like 2 touchdowns.
Oh, was that 22?
Colton.
That's 22. We should have known by the. See, it's our vantage point. If I had him, I could see him because he's like Dash, on the cartoon character. Yeah, he runs with his head kind of leaning forward. Well, that makes all the sense in the world.
We had it on our notes to find out who number 22 was.
That's hysterical.
So everybody's got different names on their jerseys, and you don't know who anybody
It's been
is.
so long since we've seen him on a football field, we forgot.
It's true. And then so Andrew McCoy is going to start going both ways. He's going to play tight end for us and a little bit slot, depending on how he feels. Because last year he tried and he was really tired after a long, because he starts on defense.
Right.
And then Ian Black returning. He's moving to F, so it'll be him and Dexter, Ian and Dexter back in the backfield. We're going to be strong in the backfield.
Well, where are they putting Colton Bunt?
Colton's going to play slot receiver.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, I saw a lot those little kind of screen passes out there, right?
Yeah. And our O-line, our O-line is really strong this year too. We have a lot of returning seniors, Davis, Brendan, and then we have a freshman who's working his butt off. Anchor, he's gonna be a sophomore, but he's a stud. He's gonna be a sophomore this year.
Right, yeah.
But he's
Anchor.
Yeah.
So you have go to the O line. You got Berg.
Brendan Berg, Davis, Brandon Howard, Josh Stokely, and Jake Rance, and Malachi, and they'll all be rotating. And Anchor, but yeah.
That could be a very good offensive line.
Yeah.
And that was, again, you lost last year. Into last year, you lost a huge senior the year before.
On linemen, we lost Burke, Jason, and Mosese. And
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So how about McCoy? Did he grow a little bit and gain a bunch of weight? He looks big.
Andrew, yeah.
In the good way, I mean.
Yeah, Andrew works his butt off in the weight room, and he's always pushing himself to be better and stronger, and he's always asking me, hey, let's go to the weight room. He's eating a lot of food. Yeah, he's gained like he's gained like 10, 15 pounds, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
And he did track this year, so he got into shape. So it was like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And who's again? We were trying to look at numbers. So they have the quarterback jersey number 12 and
12 is Joel Plank and 4 is Jackson
12
Schwinn.
is
okay,
Plank.
so they Plank. So they changed up the numbers a little
Yeah.
bit.
And then we have a freshman QB out here too, number 15, and that's Aiden.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Aiden is 15. I thought. And then who was 5
4.
or 4?
4 is Jackson Schwinn.
Oh, that is Schwinn. Okay.
Yeah.
See, you're a wealth of information, man.
And
You
they
could
got
just-
both of those guys playing on defense too, because are those just different number 12s and number 4s?
No, they're playing defense.
Okay.
Especially because a lot of the people had to leave for like basketball and people have baseball and ACT testing.
Right. A lot going on Saturday. Yeah, I knew. And what about Hatch? You haven't talked about Hatch. Is the quarterback for Archbishop gets free there?
Hatches.
And he gets
Touchdown. Murphy. Go ahead, Devin.
So Zach has been working hard too. Practices, he's making those spectacular one-handed grabs, and I'm just like, wow. And it's just like we celebrate during practice. He's gonna be good too. He will be. I don't know what will go on because we have it set kind of, but we're not for sure on the X.
Right.
There's 3 people working their butts off to get that starting position. It's gonna be Seaver Southard,
Yeah.
Ethan Smith, and Zach Hatch. And they all been working their butts off. Zach is doing great at practice, and he's killing it in basketball, you know?
Yeah,
So
he's leading the charge
so
over there.
he's been like, so Tuesday, Thursdays, they have practice. So, I mean, it's kind of hard when they miss practice, but when he's there, he's a big help.
In the summer, again, they've got some off, AAU tournaments and
Yeah.
some of that,
They're
but you
going to
guys have
San
7 on
Diego.
7. Yeah, so where are you guys going? So you head to camp back at Cheney, right?
Yeah, next Wednesday we're going to go, and then we come back on Saturday, like Saturday afternoon.
And then what other 7 on 7s you guys doing over the summer?
We're going to do the Lakewood one.
Mhm.
That I think we're going to do. We're trying to find another one because we were supposed to do the Skyline one tomorrow, but they had to cancel because they didn't have enough teams.
There's a nice throw and catch and a good tackle also by the DB. Glacier Peak, but Archbishop Murphy.
And they just came off a score right now
Yeah.
too, so they're lighting it up here.
So defensive coordinator Steve Hannon, he's not going to be happy.
Yeah, Hurricane's a funny guy. He always rolls up to practice on his motorcycle.
You call him Hurricane?
Yeah, we all call him Hurricane.
Have you heard that before?
No, we've known this guy I've never heard
never
Hurricane
heard.
ever. Why is he Hurricane?
I don't know. That's what I heard last year.
Hurricane Hannah?
Yeah, Hurricane. Everyone calls him Hurricane. I don't know what the story is, but when I came here and I heard that they call him Hurricane, I was like, why do you guys call him Hurricane? I've never actually heard the full-on definition why or the reason, but it's funny to hear him call him Hurricane.
So what do you think offensively? Are you guys going to change it because based on personnel, you were heavily running team last year?
Well, yeah, last year you know how we started off with triple option under center, but this year I think Coach Rowe's taking back over the offense, and we're going to go back to spread. But with how good our running backs are and how good our receivers are, we don't know. It's just he said it's going to be on depending on the games, how it's going. We're not going to be 9% run or it's not set in stone. It's just depending on how the game goes. Whatever's working.
Are you hoping they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more?
Oh yeah, I love to throw the ball.
But I mean, you also are a pretty decent runner. I mean, we saw, you're not afraid to kind of tuck it and run.
Yeah, we have a lot of zone read stuff like that, but with Colton, Dexter, and Ian back there, it's just you want to get them the ball.
Right.
I mean, especially on even pass plays when they're going out, just check downs to them is just a 20-yard gain just to them because they're so fast. Ian's so good at making people he can truck kids. He's making good at people miss, and he's amazing on defense. And then Colton, you have Colton who's a freak athlete I've ever seen, and he's just so fast. He's so lateral, and I've never seen such kid have such great hands. There's that 7-on-7. He would make the ridiculous one-handed catches just like this, and I was just holy, I don't even understand, but he makes those catches, and it just makes you it makes you better because you have all those kids around you.
Right. You feel like you can put it anywhere close. You don't have to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
And he can
I feel
make a catch.
That with every one of our receivers.
Well, that I bet if I'm a
That's good
receiver,
info.
that's great. And again, you came your freshman year, right? You were at Bothell?
Freshman and sophomore.
And
year,
sophomore year. And again, at that time, you saw some pretty freak athletes coming up, and so that's a good perspective.
Yeah.
We're excited to see Colton. We just want him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, Devin, what's your plans for college?
Right now I'm just since I was supposed to go out to some colleges this year, but since my knee I can't. But I'm really just like keeping in touch, just emailing. I'm not for sure where I want to go, but I think I know I want to be out of state because I'm like so sick of Washington. The rain.
What?
The rain? What do you mean? It's California here now. The last
we're
6
in a
months.
drought.
It's great. In the summer it's great, and then but I really want to be in I think I want to be in Southern California area or back east over I don't know, South Carolina area because that's where my grandma lives, and I love.
That's a cool area.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity, you'd love to play college football at some level?
Yeah.
That's your goal?
That's my goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's what I work for.
That's awesome. Devin Rainbow, senior quarterback. You got to we got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I'll
be back right before fall camp.
Eat your vitamins. I don't know what to tell you.
You going to school on Monday?
No.
What?
No one's going to school.
No one goes to school on Monday.
We got that
Tim.
on record. Hopefully Jim Dean isn't listening to us here.
That's okay. He's got a family obligation. I know he'll call the attendance line, which I know by heart, by the way.
Yeah.
It's 7505.
Why is anybody going on Monday?
Everyone has just been like, what's the point? I mean, we're just going for 16-minute class periods. It's just like.
That was my favorite day of school. Was the last day.
Well, I mean, because on Friday we had. On Friday it was our last day of school.
Yeah, I know.
We had our
it's kind of silly to come back on Monday. But.
Okay, so before we let you go here, there's a nice interception right there, and I think that might have been, was that 32 or 22? That could have been Colton. See, that's the other thing, Colton, they have him on defense, Devin.
Yeah.
I mean,
with him and Guffey.
if you turn yourself around and you're the opposing quarterback, do you want him anyway? You could throw a ball 20 yards, and his makeup speed's unbelievable.
The other way, and he laterally turns his hip and run and catch up to that. I'm just like, it's just such a freak athlete. And with him and Guff back there, it's gonna be a
nightmare for a lot of teams this year.
But what about throwing the ball to Guff? I mean, he had some just gutty performances at Mount Lake Terrace. Was in the locker room, queasy, comes back, makes huge catches.
He was super sick. He was down drenched. I had to give him 2 of my coats, which I sucked because I got really cold that night. But
that was a miserable night.
Yeah. Wow, that game was hard, but he's such a great leader and a great worker, and he shows it on the practice field, and it's great to have him as a teammate, and it's great to have him as a friend too, because he's always there for you, and he's a hard-working kid, and you'll see it on the field in September.
Who are you worried about in Wesco right now? As far as your schedule, who you got? You got Edmonds Woodway again. It's basically the flip of last year. Mount Lake Terrace, obviously, a huge win for them over you guys. But anybody, just because all you guys play together off season, you know a lot of these kids. Who do you think is going to put something together this year?
Well, I really don't know because I never grew up in the Wesco area.
That's true.
So last year was my first year doing Wesco stuff. So seeing Edmonds Woodway play, I've never actually watched. Most of the teams we played last year, I've never watched play ever.
Oh, we just had a huge late hit penalty.
Yeah.
They got called for it too. The flag came up. It was a really late hit. I don't know who did it,
but surprisingly, we have our homecoming game this year is Bellevue. So that'll be a fun game.
Are you excited about that?
I'm excited for that game. I think the whole team's excited for that game, especially because it's our homecoming game. It's just our seniors, if we've, the years that we've been, we feel like we have the chance this year with all the guys that we have, but we just got to work hard. Can't look at them and say, hey, look, they're Bellevue.
Right.
You just got to play them like they're other teams.
All right. We're looking for an upset there.
Yeah, that would be a tremendous night in Glacier Peak history. And again, over the years, you've been able to kind of knock on the door, but just to punch through and get to the state and get down to Tacoma has been.
It always goes through Bellevue.
It always goes through Bellevue. All right, Devin, thank you. Good luck getting better and recovery from your knee. And we look to see a lot of Devin Rainbow.
We'll be talking to you some more as the year goes by. So.
There's a throw and a catch, by the way. Deep touchdown. Somebody got beat.
There wasn't even anybody around.
There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of that guy.
What, do you have a nickname that they call you other than Rainbow, or?
No, they do not.
We're going to have to come up with something.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I guess. Everyone just calls me a Rainbow. Rainbow.
Rainbow. All right. Well, hopefully touchdown Rainbow.
Or what my dad just said, Skittles.
Skittles?
Don't call me that. Don't call. I heard that I literally heard that like all the time during.
Is that because of the rainbow colors?
I used to play baseball, and I was pitching in a tournament down in California, and one of the dads just like, "Let's go Skittles," and I was just like laughing so hard while I was pitching, because I was like, "Why?" Okay, now I understand. Taste the rainbow.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. That in the Seattle area, that one's kind of covered.
Yeah.
By,
you're competing with Lynch.
Yeah. You're with beast mode there. Scrambling quarterback, and he goes down. It's 59. Jacob Elvig. How you doing?
Jacob looks like he's grown a couple inches.
He has. Proud Papa to my right's like punching me over here. He's so excited. We've had a year off of Elvig football, having an Elvig on the field. All right, Devin Rainbow with us. Thanks so much. Spring game.
Guys.
Good luck to you this year.
We'll see you in the fall.
Thanks a lot.
Nice meeting you. Devin Rainbow there. Again, now the varsity defense. And there's big Jacob Elvig. Oh, my goodness. He does like
that?
Todd, what's the give us the numbers on Jacob these days. What's the height and weight there? For
6'3", 215 pounds.
6'3", 215. Wow.
Man. And still growing.
Sophomore. Well, being junior.
Rising junior. There he's got 59 Elvig. All right, some good stuff there from Devin Rainbow. I'm excited. I'm getting a little more excited.
I am too. He gave us boy, I'll tell you what, the glass was half full with him, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I like it.
And I like
he
that.
Was definitely a glass half full kid.
And
he gave us some good tidbits too.
And he's, when he's talking about, you got Seaver, Dexter Carter, he's right. You got obviously Guffey and then McCoy and Colton Bunt. That's an X factor.
He's just in on the tackle right there. I'm glad to hear Colton's going to be playing because we missed him. We kind of kept getting teased last year. Oh, he's going to come back in a week. Oh, it might be next week. And, we kind of just kept getting teased the whole year.
Yeah, he is a special athlete again. Nice kid. Archbishop Murphy, the Cascade, again, we don't cover the Cascade too much. We don't know a lot. Obviously, Kings is always their rival. You saw Archbishop Murphy last year on STSPN. Covered a few games. Plan on doing it again this year.
They kind of had a down year last year in football. The Archbishop historically has been a huge powerhouse, though.
Big time. Pass over, it's caught. And Wolhoff, he bounces off that. That was a good gain after the catch.
Well, they have to get used to their new turf over there. Murphy just got a brand new field.
Right.
Yeah, they had somebody paid for that. Like one guy bucked up and donated that.
Really? The whole thing? That's a big buck up.
It is.
It's a lot of dough.
I want to say it was like $750,000 or $700,000.
Are you kidding me?
It was huge money. Yeah.
Wow. Now the quarterback in trouble finds a nice cut down. No, sir.
And we don't know we forgot to ask who number 11 was.
That's true. We didn't need to know who 11 was. That was good defensive play.
We'll have to ask Steve when he comes over to talk to us. There it goes. Defense should be coming off the field now because the clock just hit 0.
So good little teaser here. STSPN coverage of Wesco football. Have some new tricks. Todd's already planning some new technology, some new coverage. Hopefully we'll get the replay going. That's my only desire and wish is getting replay. Because replay Rob, he's been out of work for 2 years.
I know. His unemployment's about to wear off here.
Big throw down the middle. It's caught. Touchdown.
Man.
And Colton looks over, can't get over there. Nice job by their quarterback. I'm impressed by their quarterback.
That was a great pass.
He got in a little bit of trouble, traffic. let her rip.
That'll do it.
That'll
do it for Archbishop and Glacier Peak. We'll see who's up next.
They scored 3 touchdowns. They did a good job, and now you kind of see the helmet off. There's Colton. Again, Colton just he's going to be a junior next year. So if he can stay healthy, he's still absolutely
2 good years out of him.
Still big baseball player. So it'll be interesting to see if he can stay healthy, what he goes on to do.
Well, and his injury came from playing baseball, not football.
Yeah.
Colton broke his back it's been about a year now. Broke his back swinging a bat, I think.
Is that what he did?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I think he was swinging a bat, and I don't even think it was in a game or anything. I think he was just like warming up swinging. I could be wrong, but and it broke his back.
So the schedule for Glacier Peak, again, September 4th, Friday night against Snohomish, the Dick Armstrong Cup. Then it's they play Shorewood. The Thunderbirds come in the next Friday, and then it's an away. We go back to Edmonds Stadium, again, probably Sound Live Sports Network. And for the Linwood game, Meadowdale, after that, then Bellevue at home. That's homecoming Friday, October 2nd. Then Mount Lake Terrace at home. That's going to be a big revenge game with the loss last year. And then they go and play Shorecrest, and they end up with, again, Edmonds Woodway, who they came off that huge game-winning touchdown or field goal from Spencer Pettit to launch them into the playoffs.
You know, you look at the schedule, it's actually a very favorable schedule this year. You know, you obviously got Bellevue. That's going to, they want to obviously want to beat Bellevue, but even if they lose to Bellevue, everybody else is very beatable on that schedule.
No, I didn't. There was a lot of coaching turnover too over the in the Wesco field, and back.
Be my exactly.
So we think we might have a little more spread offense this year. As Rowe there instructing Dexter Carter on some things.
You want?
I think a lot more